Welcome to the Silent Sports and Gaming channel. Thank you for watching the Silent Sports video blog. This is episode 91 and today's date is January 19th, 2019, at least by the time this video was uploaded to be that date. Late Friday night recording, which is unusual. I usually record on Saturdays. But like I said, work and other things is clouding that, so I had to do the video right now. I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers on YouTube, and thank you to all my PlayStation Network followers who's been it's been growing day by day, so I appreciate that as well. Of course, big week of sports all across the board. We'll check it out the NBA with some surprise teams, and of course the NFL playoffs continue. Conference Championship Sunday. Championship Sunday is this Sunday. NFC Championship and AFC Championship. Rams, Saints, Patriots, and Chiefs will cap off the weekend and see who goes to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta in approximately 2 weeks away. And just about to touch on some other things. MLB news: Harper and Machado still not signed yet. Machado actually has a contract offer on the table from the Chicago White Sox. Big week in UFC and boxing. Adrian Broner against Manny Machado, and in the UFC, TJ Hillenshaw will be on the big UFC fight. Touch on a little bit of all that, but first we start the NBA. The Brooklyn Nets. I haven't talked about them a lot prior years. Well, me personally, but on this blog, probably never talked about the Nets. The Nets, right there in the Eastern Conference playoffs, been playing very well. Beat the Houston Rockets the other night despite 58 from James Harden, who's still on the tear for the Rockets. But the Nets been one of those surprise teams that I'm shocked about where they are right now. Say like with NBA teams, if you can't name nobody, you don't think they're going to do well, and that's pretty much where I stand with the Nets. I don't know a lot of players on their team. Only player that jumps out to me is D'Angelo Russell for some reason. But they have other pieces there. A nice little young Nicholas. So even some professional analysts saying, well, that could be a spot for free agents coming up this summer, just because how well they playing. So the Nets team to look out for in the East. Of course, the East, the top 5 teams easily: Toronto, Boston, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and the Indiana Pacers. Nets in that next group at the bottom of the East, but still will be a playoff team if they keep playing the way they playing. So just wanted to point that out. In the West, still wide open. Warriors start to look like they come to form. Steph Curry been playing well with Nate. Tristan Thompson as well with Kevin Durant. Then they get Boogie Cousins, will start play tonight, really in a few hours actually, against the LA Clippers. I'll probably talk about that next week, see how he does. He'll probably have a couple of games under his belt by then. Warriors still a formidable team to be dealt with. With the Western Conference, of course, the Denver Nuggets at strong 2 right now. Pretty much after that is the Thunder, who had their flaws. Lost last night to the LA Lakers, who is right there. They're the bottom of the West, well, as far as playoff position. The Utah Jazz are playing a lot better as well. Got the Clippers mixed in there with the Blazers. So the West pretty much, after the Warriors and Nuggets, pretty much wide open there. So we'll see how that all turns out. Of course, Lakers still playing without LeBron James, but they looked pretty good last night. A lot of young guys stepped up. Lonzo Ball had some big shots down the stretch, along with Kyle Kuzma, an overtime win against the Thunder. I watched a little bit of that game last night. So the West wide open. It'll probably be up and down all year. All-Star break is coming in a few weeks as well. We'll get into all that in the next coming weeks. NBA starting to heat up. It always heats up after Christmas, so especially with football season coming down to the end. So we'll talk a lot more about the NBA in a few weeks, and every week right here on the Solid Sports video blog. Also, of course, the Saturday night prop guide games have started. Of course, tomorrow night on ABC and ESPN, Rockets and Lakers. So those games last year, I think that was a good idea by the NBA and by ESPN and ABC, everybody whoever was involved in it. Games seem so big, very exciting, so it's good to have Saturday night games. So looking forward to that tomorrow night. Lakers will be without LeBron again, but the Rockets, you'll see James Harden, who's been on fire. I think averaging 40 points in his last 10 games. So definitely, Rockets definitely a team to look forward to seeing. So should be a good game tomorrow night. NBA doing it right. Like I said, football season's about to end, so the Saturday prime time games will be good for the league. So we'll see how that turns out. Now we'll move on to the NFL playoffs as we continue. Conference Championship Sunday, probably one of the most exciting Sundays in the NFL. NFC Championship and AFC Championship. We'll start with the NFC Championship. A regular season rematch between the Los Angeles Rams for the second seed against the number 1 seed New Orleans Saints. Saints at home, of course. Game approximately at 3:05 Eastern Standard Time. Saints is 3.5-point favorites last time I checked. Of course, I'm the type of guy that sticks to his guns. I picked the Saints to get to the Super Bowl in my preseason special blog. You go back and check that out. It's episode, let me say, give you the exact episode, so you go back and check. I picked the Saints to cut out NFC's episode 53, which was September 2nd, which I did my blog. I had the Saints coming out the NFC anyway. Oh no, I didn't. I apologize. I had the Rams coming out, but I flipped that. Now I think the Saints is going to win this game. So I guess I'm not sticking to my guns. Yeah, I had the Rams winning the NFC. I had both teams in though, so I had to get the teams right. Got the Saints and the Rams, but Rams got home field. I thought the Rams would get it in the beginning of the season. I just feel good about the Saints. I think their defense is slightly playing better than the Rams are. They beat them here, I think it was week 9. They beat them in New Orleans 45-35. Even though the Saints jumped out big, Rams came back, tied it at 35, and the Saints pulled away. So I am flipping on that pick. I kind of want the Rams to win now that I thought about it. I got the Rams in the Super Bowl. I had them making it. So if they make it, I wouldn't be surprised or unhappy, because I guess I'd be right either way. As I changed my pick as the playoffs started. But I'm going to go with the Saints here. I think the 3.5 is a perfect spread here. I think the Saints at home, I think it'll be enough. I think the Rams, to me, haven't looked good the last, I want to say, 6 weeks, the last 6 games. They won those through that, but I still think the Saints are the better team. So I'm gonna go with that. So Saints win in a tight one. They're gonna be, I say, low 30s. I'm gonna say 38-35 Saints. So Rams will get 35 again, but the Saints will just get 38. And I think they'll move on to Super Bowl 53. Let's move on to the AFC Championship game. Patriots at the Chiefs. I had Patriots and Steelers in this game. I think I had the Patriots being the 1 seed. Patriots are the 2, Chiefs are the 1. Chiefs, I guess watching them all year, not surprising now, but I didn't have them. I don't think I even had them making the playoffs, I believe. But they proved me wrong. Patrick Mahomes played a lot better than I thought he was going to play. Yeah, I didn't have the Chiefs even making the playoffs. I had them as a playoff contender, but not even making the playoffs. Had them second in the West, though. Chargers wound up being second in the West. Chiefs wound up being first, getting the 1 seed. They 3-point favorites here. But Patriots, I did pick to go to the Super Bowl. I had the Patriots and the Rams in preseason. I'm gonna stick with the Patriots here. I just think just hard to go against them. I've been a doubter in the past. Say, all right, this is time. It's time for y'all to hang it up. This, and that. This, and that. But I think the Patriots just primed to win this game. I can't explain why. I haven't looked as good over the years. They looked good last week against the Colts, but the Colts still, against the Chargers. But still, the Chargers sort of made a pushback. To me, I guess they just start off the game wrong. I guess you can't play zone. I hope the Chiefs don't play zone in this game, because Brady gonna tear it apart. It's going to be cold, but not as cold as they thought. They thought it was going to be in the sub-zeros, but it's going to be in the high 20s. I think they said. Patriots used to play in that weather, so I don't think that bothers them at all. Chiefs probably as well, but Kansas City, not good history in the playoffs at home. I think Patrick Mahomes, I think next year Chiefs would be a strong contender. I think the Patriots, I think Brady, honestly, I think he want to go out in style. I think somehow they come up with this win. I think the defense is slightly better than the Chiefs as well. I think the Chiefs defense played well last week, but I think the Patriots will be able to exploit it more. They beat them earlier this season. I think it was in week 11, I want to say. It was a Sunday night game. I watched most of that game, 43-40. Patriots won by 3. Don't think it'll be that high scoring. I think it'll be the high 30s as well. Maybe the mid 30s, to say about 31-28. New England gets it done and move on to the Super Bowl. So I got my Super Bowl, Patriots, Saints. That's what I picked to begin the playoffs. I'm going to stick with that. Sort of rooting for the Saints. I just want to see Drew Brees get a second ring. Wouldn't mind the Rams being there. Wouldn't mind any of these teams winning. Patriots probably the team everybody, of course, tired of. Of course, I made the prediction in the preseason. I had the Patriots winning it all, but I don't think they will. I think no matter who wins in that Rams-Saints game, I think they'd be better off. Well, I think the Patriots would be better off playing the Rams, in my opinion. I think the Saints would be better equipped. So they're my predictions for this weekend. Awesome weekend, of course, is sports period, as I mentioned. Combat sports as well, so definitely a good weekend to look forward to. So that's it. I got the Patriots beating the Saints in 2 weeks in Atlanta, and I'm gonna stick with the Saints winning that game, but of course we'll talk more about that if that happens or whatever happens on Sunday. Like I said, not a lot more to talk about. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up in a few minutes. My final thoughts, just want to touch on the MLB. Been quiet over the last few weeks. Still a long way to go before the I want to say a long way to go because free trading starts probably about less than a month from now, I say, for most teams. Bryce Harper and Manny Machado still not signed yet. The word about Harper is either the Phillies or the Dodgers are two top teams they're competing with, or going back to Washington. And for Machado, seems like they're not saying LA, which I'm surprised because he was there and they made it to the World Series. The White Sox actually has an offer on the table for him. I think it's, what I say, it's 8 years, $175 million, which seems kind of low. I would think it would be in the 200s for that long of years. Of course, as an Orioles fan, of course, it was sad to see Machado go, but the Orioles are ready to rebuild and tear it down. So I kind of not that surprised that happened. Hopefully in the next few weeks or so, I keep an eye on it. If something happens, of course, it'll be right here on the Silent Sports Video blog. Like I said, combat sports. More of a boxing fan than a UFC fan, even though I've been trying to keep up with the UFC. Big fight in the UFC, and I think it's the flyweight division with TJ Dillashaw, I think it's his last name is. He's in a big fight with a guy from that division. So that's a big fight tomorrow on ESPN Plus. And boxing as well tomorrow night. Adrian Broner against Manny Machado. Manny Pacquiao. A big fight in boxing, so check out both of those fights tomorrow, undercards and all that. So big weekend in sports. As far as with the channel, the retro series is about to take a little bit of control of the channel. I'm gonna go back to Mega Man X3, which I'm about to finish up Mega Man X4 as well with the first Mega Man X collection, so check that out. Also, nothing new coming up. Maybe Resident Evil 2, which will be a part of retro series as well. So if I do wind up purchasing that game, that would be on here. Call of Duty, of course, will continue. 20XX as well. So just check out the channel, all my projects here on the Solid Sports and Gaming channel. And I just want to thank everybody once again for the support. Like I said, I haven't been doing a lot of activity. But I just want to thank everybody anyway, especially on the PlayStation Network. They've been really been supportive of late, so just want to thank everybody there. But that would do it here. My next vlog will be next Saturday, so a lot will happen between now and then. Try to get some videos in as well as I can. Like I said, work has been a little bit of a hassle as well. But I want to thank everyone again. I'm Troy West said thank you. Follow me on Instagram at solid sports and gaming. That's how it goes. Solid sports _ and gaming, and on Instagram and on YouTube, of course, right here, Solid Sports and Gaming. Facebook, TD West. They're my 3 social media outlets. Also on IMO, I put something there when the video is uploaded, so just check me out all over the place. I try to do more content as I can, and thank all my loyal supporters. And that'll do it for this Solid Sports video blog, episode 91. I'm Troy West saying thank you so much. Enjoy the NFL weekend, enjoy the fights tomorrow night as well, and enjoy your weekend period. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Troy West. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much for the support.